Howdy, y'all. I hope y'all doing good. Turn down the radio here. It's been a little bit since I made a video. I don't know, a day or two. So, we're gonna jump right into this one because I am out of wood in here and it's starting to get chilly. I got a little bit of a late start. So, I am going to walk you through as best I can with doing the points conversion over to electronic ignition on this Homelite. Okay, I'm gonna get my drill ready, set. I have a eighth inch drill bit. Okay, so I'm gonna get that ready. Okay, so it's fairly simple. They do include instructions. Okay, and all I have is this big fat solder left, but I'm going to solder it. They include in this kit a wire nut. Okay, I'm not a big fan of them. Just simply because it can be done better. So we're going to set that off to the side. And I need to grab a couple more things while I'm at it. Yes, I do. I don't need that. So they include some wire. They have a little short piece that has a couple different connections on it. That's okay. I'm going to put my own on it. Just because I have not so much better stuff, but a better way of doing it. And like I said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to solder this tonight. I'm going to solder all this together. Okay, so let me grab a couple more things and I will be right back. Because I came unprepared. Okay, I'm back. Now, I couldn't find my precision soldering gun, which is unfortunate, but I do have a backup. It's a big honking thing, but it works. Okay, so I'm going to bring you down and I'm going to do my best to walk you through this. It's really not bad. Maybe a little time consuming, but not too bad. Let's see if I can zoom you in here. Or not. Oh, guess my phone don't do that. Huh. Oh, yes it does. There we go. Look at that. It does do that. Okay. Try to turn this a little bit toward you. Okay. So, first thing is define a mounting location. On here, there's not much of a mounting location because I can't drill into here or here. The flywheel's here, and this is a gas tank. We can't drill into that. I don't want to. You could, but you have to seal a bunch of stuff, and it's no good. So, there's one wire here that we need to cut into. That's where we're going to make our connection point. This is leading from the points to the coil, and then which is attached to the back side of the coil here along with the switch, the on-off switch. Now I thought about just going off the on-off switch, but I think I'm going to go somewhere over here and tuck the wire back behind the coil and attach it to the inside of the cover over by the switch. The switch will be over here where this hole is. So there is a void here, which is an excellent spot where I can take a little electronic ignitions and stick it right here on the inside of the cover, because there's a nice big open spot. And we have that void we can drill right into and put our screw through. Okay? And then when you take this cover off, you already have to disconnect your on-off switch here. So it's not really a big deal to do another plug and unplug it from your cover. Okay? So that's where I came up with. I'm sure somebody will probably come up with a better idea, and I'll think of that later. And go, oh yeah, that's a good spot. But, nevertheless, why make something difficult or easy when it can be difficult, right? Alright, so, according to the little directions you get here, yeah, not much of one. They say to interrupt the line in the middle here toward your points condenser is. Okay, well, I could go off where the switch is too. But then I was thinking, well, we'll just go in toward the middle and roughly in the middle just in case. So I thought we'll do it right here where we can tuck it down under there. You know what? I don't know if that's a good spot. To come and think of it, because this has heat wrap on it and it goes right along the cylinder where most of your heat will be coming from. Okay, not good for wires, even though I'm going to put some heat shrink wrap on it, but it's not really rated for heat. It is, but it isn't. You know, it might tell you on here. So operating temperature to the max is 270 or 257 degrees. Now, I don't see it getting that hot, so it should be okay, but you never know with crazy stuff like that. So, let's see here. We can remove the wire for the switch. Now the other wire is built into the coil. Sorry, I got you out of frame. I'm just looking real quick. I suppose that could work right here. It'd be hard to solder, but let's see. Alright, so I went back here, right here where the switch is. The switch lead goes up to the on-off switch. I snipped it right back in here, right where it goes into that connection to the back of the coil. Or close to it, I should say. It's not right to it. That way I have something to go off of and be able to solder to. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that wire there that leads over to the coil, or to the points, just in case. That way I can put it back together, in case this all don't work. So we're just going to go ahead, we're going to take this wire here and we're going to strip some of the casing off, so we can solder the new wire on there. So let me go ahead and clean that up. I'll bring y'all back. Okay, so we're back. I'm going to go ahead, pull the trigger on my honkin' old school Craftsman electric solder gun here. got my solder ready. And we have our wire. Now I went ahead, stripped that wire there toward the coil there, and stripped this. This actually was already stripped, but could be stripped back a little bit more, but we'll give it a shot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take this wire. I gotta somehow hold it here. This is the hardest part. Okay, is trying to get your two wires together. Now what I like to do, I'm gonna have to set this down. What I like to do is I take the two wires and they have all the little strands of wire, and I like to push them together and interlock them. Okay. We'll see if we can do that. A lot of people like to twist them. Just kind of gently spread them out a little bit. You're able to push those together and you can interlock them. Okay. And then kind of squeeze them together a little bit. See? Just like that. Your wire will stay. So, let's see if we can get this big honking thing in there. And heat up them wires to get our solder in there, which I'm already having issues. Let's see if we can get a I wish I had my little needle nose. Getting squished together there. Alright, let's try this again. I want to get this in there, heat up those wires, and then melt your solder right in. Might take a little bit to warm up, but it will, if your wires stay together. Now most chainsaws are really not this bad to get into. This one is a little unique, a little older style, so it might take a little bit to finesse. Alright, got our tip on there. Yeah, it will melt. I'll give it a little bit. If I keep it's my fault. I keep bumping it. Yep, and I bumped it as soon as it started to melt. So I got a little bit of solder on the wires, which is a good thing. Maybe we could try and spread these wires out just a little bit. The older stuff's a little stiffer. I know all this time it's gonna run out of time here. I spent a half an hour trying to do this. There we go. It's starting. Once that solder gets hot, it starts melting. It sinks, excuse me, it sinks right into those wires, those individual wires, and it'll link everything up. So you can see that's not going anywhere, which is good. And like I said before, I'm gonna leave the original wiring right in place. It's locked into the little grooves, so it's not like it's gonna go anywhere. Ouch. So we'll be all right. Okay. Now we got that. We have our shrink wrap here. So what I want to do is cut a little piece of this. And we're going to put it, we'll put a good fair amount on it. Maybe an inch or two. Okay, and we're going to slip that over the other end of the wire. So we have our shrink tube. We're going to just feed it down over the wire. And this will heat shrink right to the wire. It'll help stop electrical current going not going where you don't want it to go, and so forth. Now I did have a little torch. Well, let me grab my other one. Well, I guess tonight it's go big or go home, because all I have is my big torch. But that's alright. I could use a lighter, but it'll be a pain in the butt trying to get in there. So we're just gonna real quick go over it. We're just heat shrinking that wrap. Okay, it don't take much. Don't take much at all. That's it. So yeah, I looked at it. Everything's fine. It's not gonna hurt nothing. Okay. Move you up there and get rid of this. Okay, so that's done. Cool down. We have our little part here. Okay, that goes up to the switch. This is coming from the points. I'm gonna unplug this and get this out of the way because I know exactly what's gonna happen. I'm gonna burn myself. Okay, we're already up to 18 minutes. Holy moly. This really doesn't take that long to do. Usually. But like I said, this is a very unique saw. Alright. So I have my little connectors here. We're going to get a little connector. It does come with a connector, but it's on a short strand piece of wire, which I could have kept and then added onto it with a plug. But we're going to need just a tiny bit more wire, which this one here I'm probably going to add, go on about the yay much. Cut off right here and add a plug. What am I doing? I don't even know what I'm doing. Jeez. Alright. So, get that. Now, we'll strip a little piece of wire here. Wrong one. There we go. Alright. Now this one, go ahead and you can twist that. Unless you want to solder it. Excuse me. Voice is hoarse. Okay. There we go. I have one left. Got lucky. And get some more. Okay. So, this is the type of connector you have. Goes, plugs in. Oh, there it is. Plugs in. Just a little slip over. Connects under, just like that. This we're gonna bend up just a tiny bit, just a tab. Okay, this has they all, some are color coded, some aren't. this little plastic piece, I popped this thing off. Okay, I don't like that plastic piece. Gets in the way, it's annoying, don't need it. So, here it is. So I have special crimp, ratcheting crimp tool. Actually, it won't work with this style, come think of it. So we're just going to do it old school. Alright, so this style, a lot of times I'll crimp them and then I will solder them, which I just may do. Alright, and which I'm going to have to do because I have to undo this. Yep, mistakes of the trade, it happens. Forgot to put a little bit of shrink tube. You gotta put your shrink tube on the wire first, which I would probably do a good chunk of it. Go ahead and do most of it. Don't hurt. Gives it a little heat protection. I know we're already getting over time here. I really didn't think this was going to take this long. Alright. Now we'll go back through and redo this. After I fix my connection. My connector. Alright. See if I can get this in there now, even though I already did a pre-crimp on it. Yep, good. Alright, now we go crimp it. And now that I've done that, let's go ahead and solder it. Alright, so I should have left that plugged in. Alright. Alright, get this thing heated up. This don't take long to heat up. The piece that you're soldering sometimes is gets a little takes a little bit to warm up. Whoop, wrong way, sorry. Alright. So we'll just get this down on here. Alright, that's all soldered. That didn't take too long. Alright, now we'll take our heat shrink and we'll move it right over top of that right where you soldered. Okay. Go big, go home. So we're just gonna put a little bit of heat to this heat shrink. You'll see it shrivel up. Whoop, that got hot. Alright. That's it. That's all that took. Alright. Now, I can get my little prop out of the way here. Set that up there. That's pretty much it. Okay. And this end here, that just pops on onto our little condenser, which is going to be mounted on the inside of the cover. Right back here. And that's pretty simple. They include a little screw, and which is self-tapping. So go ahead, drill yourself a little bit of a hole, which I measured out to 1/8 of an inch, and that will do the rest of the work. It'll cut its own threads, and then you're done. That's it. So once we get this all finished up, fired up, hopefully it will work. But what we would do in our next video, I'll show you. We'll put the spark plug in there, ground it out, and pull, or actually we'll probably put the drill on it and see if we get spark. Alright, so I hope that helps. Yeah, I hope that if anyone has any questions, let me know in the comments and I'll get a hold of you. So, other than that, I hope y'all are doing great. And yeah, stay safe, be kind, and please spread the love. I'll see y'all in the next video.